Assalamualaikum and good evening. You're now with me, Yusuf Shukri for TVS Nightline, and here are the headlines for tonight. A massive blow to the drug trade in Malaysia as police have dismantled a major MDMA syndicate. More than 3.5 tons of drugs were seized, enough to impact over 12 million people if they had hit the streets. 6 temporary shelters have been activated in Sabah and Sarawak as flash flood continued to inundate schools. Authorities reported 53 schools in Sabah and Sarawak were affected. And on world news, Israel launches heavy bombardment of Gaza City. Before dawn on Tuesday, the Israeli military unleashed a massive bombardment on Gaza City, pushing ground troops deeper into the Strip's largest urban center. Our top story. Police have shut down a major MDMA drug syndicate after seizing nearly 600 million ringgit worth of narcotics. The operation, led by the Narcotics Criminal Investigation Department, JSJN, uncovered more than 3.5 tons of drugs, enough to impact over 12 million people if they had hit the streets.
4 local men between 34 to 51 years old were arrested in 3 separate raids in Klang Valley.
Siasatan awal mendapati peranan suspek adalah seperti berikut. Suspek pertama bertindak sebagai koordinator. Suspek kedua berperanan sebagai ahli kimia ataupun kemis yang bertanggungjawab dalam proses penghasilan. Suspek ketiga bertindak sebagai pembantu atau associate, dan yang keempat berfungsi sebagai pengangkut ataupun transporter.
Investigators say the syndicate began operations in July, renting an industrial site and turning it into a clandestine drug lab. It supplied not just the local market, but also Australia and Indonesia. Police also seized more than 300,000 ringgit in assets, including cars, a forklift, jewellery and cash. The case is being investigated under the 1952 Dangerous Drugs Act, carrying either the death penalty or life in prison.
Now back in Sarawak, Deputy Premier Dato' Ahmad Dr. Sim Kui Hian has issued a reminder that diabetes has now become a public health crisis affecting not only adults, but also children. According to him, 1 in 5 Malaysians, or 21% of the population, is currently living with diabetes, while in Sarawak alone, an estimated 16 to 18% of the population is affected by the disease. Dr. Sim made the remarks in a speech delivered on his behalf by Kuching South Mayor Dato' Wee Hong Seng at the Adopt a Child program organised by Diabetes Malaysia Sarawak branch on Wednesday.
This is a worrying trend because diabetes, if uncontrolled, leads to serious complications such as blindness, kidney failure, heart attack, stroke, and even amputations. Now the suffering, the loss of income, and the emotional tolls in the family are immense.
He implored to parents and guardians alike to adopt a healthy diet for diabetic children and to monitor them often with the glucose test strips, especially those with type 1 diabetes. This is critical, he said, as patients are fully dependent on insulin shots to maintain sugar levels in their blood at a safe level.
Test strip is essential, yet for many families, the cost is beyond their reach. That's why today's contribution is so important. It brings real help to those who needed it the most.
Sarawak is intensifying its focus on youth development to ensure they are ready to seize opportunities in the state's fast-growing new economy. Chief Political Secretary to the Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Fazruddin Abdul Rahman, said initiatives such as the PCDS 2030 and other new economy programs are designed to generate high-income opportunities for Sarawakians.
One of the main players of PCDS 2030 for us to achieve PCDS 2030 are the students, because you will fall under the pillar of talent development. We need this because we are shifting towards different economy, new economies. I'm sure you've heard of the announcement by Yang Amat Berhormat Premier sebelum ini about SMD roadmap, semiconductor roadmap. I'm sure you heard about the energy transition roadmap. I'm sure you've heard of the Sarawak gas roadmap. These are strategies to ensure that kita ada peluang pekerjaan yang banyak.
Hence, he urged students and young Sarawakians to see themselves as part of the state's bigger economic picture, adding that these efforts are aligned with the state's goal of becoming a high-income, advanced and sustainable region. On a related development, Fazruddin emphasized the state's education outreach program, now in its 5th edition, continues to gain momentum with participation from key educational institutions, including UNIMAS, ICATS, Curtin, and the latest with Swinburne University Technology Sarawak. He told students the importance of identifying the right type of outreach initiatives, namely the Sarawak Government Education Initiative, in clarifying the roles of Sarawak and students and setting clear objectives.
Sudah tentunya kita membawa maklumat-maklumat tentang inisiatif yang telah dilaksanakan oleh Kerajaan Sarawak kepada pelajar-pelajar dan apa inisiatif yang mereka boleh pohon untuk benefit pelajar-pelajar ini. Jadi pada hari ini juga kita berkongsi dengan pelajar-pelajar tentang hala tuju Kerajaan Sarawak dan apa peranan pelajar-pelajar dalam menjayakan objektif ataupun hala tuju kita ini. Jadi kita juga mohon kepada pelajar-pelajar di luar sana yang mungkin tidak berada dalam venue yang telah kami laksanakan, ambil berat tentang inisiatif yang dilaksanakan oleh Kerajaan Sarawak, terutama sekali berkenaan dengan pendidikan, dan lihat apa yang anda boleh pohon dan apa yang anda boleh benefit daripada inisiatif-inisiatif ini.
The briefing was formed as part of a statewide outreach initiative, gathering stakeholders such as government agencies and students who have completed their English Education Enhancement Program EEP at Swinburne, Sarawak. And the Sarawak Government Education Initiative includes the Sarawak Education Fund, PPS, Laptop Loan Scheme, Student Living Allowance, BSH, and Sarawak Rental Assistance Scheme, SRAS, under the Sarawak Premier's Department. According to Fazruddin, this generation of skilled graduates should be ready to take on leadership roles and contribute to Sarawak's development agenda. Some update on the flash flood. 53 schools in Sabah and Sarawak were affected, including 22 primary schools and 2 secondary schools in Sarawak, while the remainder are located in Sabah, where 24 primary schools as well as 5 secondary schools experienced the repercussions. Following this, Ministry of Education MOE said 6 temporary evacuation centres, or PPS, has been activated, 5 in Sabah and 1 in Sarawak. At the same time, MOE extends its condolences to the families of 4 students who lost their lives due to the floods and landslides in Sabah. Previously, 9 were found dead following a landslide that occurred in Kota Kinabalu and Papa after heavy downpour on Sunday night that lasted until Monday. Welcome back. The Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia, or CAAM, will establish a regulatory framework to ensure the development of the low-altitude economic sector is carried out in a structured and safe manner. Transport Minister Anthony Loke said the sector includes a wide range of emerging technologies such as drones, air taxis, and unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs. According to him, these technologies are no longer limited to photography or videography purposes, but are increasingly being used for a variety of applications and benefits.
Sekarang ini macam-macam fungsi dilakukan oleh drone, termasuk penghantaran kargo, penghantaran barang untuk misi penyelamat dan sebagainya. Begitu banyak yang boleh dilakukan melalui drone ini ataupun teknologi low altitude ini. Jadi ini merupakan satu bidang baru, satu area baru yang perlu kita peropori. Kerana ini juga sangat berkaitan dengan kita punya perkembangan dalam ekonomi kita dan juga dengan kementerian-kementerian lain, misi kerajaan ataupun visi kerajaan sekarang ini, termasuk apa yang kita akan buat, akan anjurkan esok, Smart City umpamanya. Smart City ini dia sudah tentu dia menggunakan teknologi, menggunakan drone sebagai sebahagian daripada aspek ataupun elemen dalam Smart City tersebut.
He further emphasized that CAAM plays a crucial role in keeping up with the current technological trends and must formulate policies and regulations to support the growth of the related industries. At the same time, MOT has pledged its full support to ensure Malaysia keeps pace with the global development of the low-altitude technology sector. The Israeli military unleashed a massive bombardment of Gaza City before dawn on Tuesday and pushed its troops deeper into the Gaza Strip's largest urban hub. It came as a UN probe accused Israel of committing genocide in the Palestinian territory, saying Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other senior officials had incited the crime. And today, the Israeli military said it was opening a temporary transportation route via Salah al-Din Street.
ومشي لقدام، لا في ركوب الواحد يركب ولا في اي حاجه نساعد في حالنا، وهي زي ما انتم شايفين ناينا مرميين على البحر، فيش لي مكان اقعد فيه، وهي زلمتي معايا اي عطير مش مشلول ومش عارف وين نروح وين نجي، فهينا قاعدين على البحر زي ما انتم شايفيننا، هي كل اللي شايفيننا زي ما احنا. فاحنا بنطالب ان الله المساعده من كل الدول العربيه انها تساعد الشعب المسكين، الشعب الغلبان، الشعب الحزين.
The Israeli army said it has struck more than 150 targets in Gaza City since launching a major ground offensive on the Gaza Strip's main urban hub early on Tuesday. Over the past 2 days, Israeli Air Force and Artillery Corps troops struck over 150 terror targets throughout Gaza City in support of the maneuvering troops in the area. Gaza's Civil Defense Agency, a rescue force operating under Hamas authority, said Wednesday morning the strikes had killed at least 12 Palestinians. Until now, the army had urged residents to leave Gaza City via the coastal road towards what it calls a humanitarian zone further south, including parts of Al-Mawasi. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates, both locally and internationally. For more headlines, anytime, anywhere, just head on to our website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on social media platforms. That's at TV Sarawak. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. Thank you for watching. I'm Yusuf Shukri. Good night and Assalamualaikum.